Hello friends, welcome to Arctic's 8-Bit Bytes. Seriously, thanks for joining in with all your busy schedules. Whether you're currently an end user, an audio-video engineer, a programmer, or out in the field and wanting to learn more, let's see how far we can take this. Feel free to subscribe and check out some of my other content. I was just recently the engineer on a large sound system install, and today I want to dive into the world of audio engineering. I first want to talk about the 3 engineering challenges that I had. Then we can talk about the audio signal path that I had to use. And towards the end, I'd like to show you a live demonstration of how to set up the amplifiers with AVB in L-Acoustics Network Manager. So let's dive right in. Now, the first challenge was having a mix of AVB and Dante audio devices. And in addition to supplying audio to the main PA from the Allen and Heath sound console, we also needed to distribute audio throughout the entire building. We absolutely wanted to keep a digital audio signal path from front of house to the L-Acoustics. And the next challenge, we had a big decision to make. The Allen and Heath Advantage sound console is capable of 24-bit 96 kHz audio sample rates. Unfortunately, bringing the QSC Q-SYS core into the mix via Dante meant we had to run the entire system at 24-bit 48. Now, I'm hoping that someday QSC Q-SYS will take it up to 96, but for now, we have to actually step down in quality to have it in our signal path. Now, the final challenge was needing the digital audio to be in the AVB audio format once it hit the L-Acoustics amplifiers. We had several LA4X amplifiers and also the newer LA7.16 multi-channel amp. The only way to hit the multiple channels inside that amp with different feeds was by using AVB. With AVB, it's capable of receiving up to 16 separate audio feeds, one for each channel if needed. So what ended up being the solution between Dante and AVB? The solution that I found for connecting Dante to AVB was the PreSonus AVB D16, a straightforward converter that takes up to 16 Dante channels and turns them into AVB audio streams. As soon as it gets audio routed by Dante controller, it creates AVB streams that appear in the network to other devices to subscribe to. It also uses built-in sample rate conversion to keep things synced, even if Dante and AVB run at different rates, like one could be running at 96 and the other one could be running at 48. Unlike Dante, AVB sends audio over Ethernet using multicast instead of unicast, and it uses IGMP snooping to help route those streams to the correct devices. Each device has to subscribe to the audio that it wants, and since AVB requires a special license on your switch to work, it's usually easier just to grab an AVB-ready switch from the start, and PreSonus has one of those. All right, enough with the technical setup. Let's walk through the exact path that I used to connect it all, and after that, we'll jump into a live demo of the software so you can see it in action. Okay, so we had an Allen and Heath Advantage soundboard, Dante card out, and then all that Dante was going through a Netgear AV switch with the Dante configuration, and then Dante into the QSC Core 110F, and that was through port B because port A we were using for control, and then basically Dante out of the Q-SYS Core, and then that was routed to the PreSonus AVB D16, which was Dante in on the AVB converter. And then AVB out of the PreSonus, it had a separate AVB output port to the PreSonus AVB network switch, and that's required for AVB to work. And then AVB out of the PreSonus switch to AVB in on the L-Acoustics amplifiers. Then the L-Acoustics amplifiers just daisy chain between each other from there. And now for the software demo. I want to quickly highlight the Dante audio blocks within the design. Now, you won't see the Dante input blocks here. Those will receive feeds from the Allen Heath front of house soundboard. But we do have the Dante output block highlighted. As you can see, we have 8 audio feeds coming out of Q-SYS that need to feed the PreSonus Dante to AVB converter. Now real quick, take a look at the upper right hand corner. It's crucial to enable external Dante configuration control. Set that to yes, so Q-SYS can route audio via Dante controller. This step is required for sending audio from Q-SYS to the PreSonus digital converter. Now, let's switch over to Dante controller. At the top, you see devices transmitting audio, and the bottom left shows those receiving it. we're routing 8 Q-SYS Dante outputs to 8 of the PreSonus inputs. And there's another 8 that we're not using in the PreSonus because the PreSonus has 16 channels. Now, if you double-click on any block, you'll pull up device settings, things like sample rate, IP mode, etc. We're letting Dante self-assign its IP addresses, which works great in this setup. Port B on the Q-SYS core is also set to use a self-assigned link local address. Now next, we're jumping into the L-Acoustics Network Manager software. It's already online and scanning the correct IP range. And it has already discovered the 4 amplifiers. And click Restore Session, and it'll pull the current running configuration file off of one of the amplifiers. Now, before anything else, go into Options and select the correct network interface for AVB discovery. This step is critical. So as you can see here, that the network interface card is called Ethernet 4. Now, the top amp here is a 7.16, a 16-channel amplifier. We've already added the AVB source, and the amp is seeing the stream from the PreSonus. Notice the yellow AVB icon? Now, that means that the amp isn't synced to AVB yet. At the top, make sure to switch the clock source to AVB and not the amp's internal clock. So I'm actually showing it wrong here. Now, once that's set, hit the Routing tab to assign AVB channels to what amplifier outputs you want them to go to. And this gives you full matrix routing. Now we've got 3 LA4X amplifiers, and they're set a little bit differently, but it should make sense. So you select what AVB stream you want. So it says send 1 through 8 or send 9 through 16. Then you select what AVB channels from that stream to feed the individual channels. You can see channels A, B, C, and D. And right now I have streams 1 going to the first 2 channels and stream 2 going to channels C and D. Now the last 2 amplifiers, they pretty much use the same procedure. Thanks for watching Arctic's 8-Bit Bytes, where I'm pleased to be your Internet AV engineering and programming resource. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe for more AV programming content.